of education got them twisted in this nation. Though poverty is worldwide,
so it's genocide.
Every day it's a homicide. These little guys spraying bullets like it's pesticide. The revolution isn't televised. It's the lives of our young black men taken by their own peers and white law men. It's a fight out here. It's like we have no rights out here. That's why we fight out here. God, please save our youth so they can save our truth. When we was young, we was fucked up too. But this is not deja vu. We hate each other and they hate us too.
The way we live still.
Now that's the deja vu.
Take your time, young
Take your time, young man.
Mama used to say, don't you rush to get older. Mama used to say, don't you rush the game, boy. Mama used to say, live your life. Live your life. Mama knows best. Mama always warned me. Her motherly instincts pushes her to inform me. Son, you a black man against a white man's for me. Not knowing she was preparing me for the evils out to harm me. The Lou Afghanistan, Medellin is my army. The children are the future, dying at a rapid pace. Ready to run up in something and rip off your safe. Extendos on everything, they'll rip off your face. Heaven's paradise, to get out this hell is a race. Police killed Mike Brown over a blunt case. So my Lagoonie said, fuck it, we gon' load up the cave. Hands up, don't shoot, or we all gon' spray. Not promote violence, but what do you do when it comes your way? They took an oath to serve and protect us both, but be the first motherfuckers to slice your throat. I tried to tell them life is so cutthroat. Life is too short, precious times is being wasted. Every day is more precious lives being taken. The last of a fallen generation. Black lives matter.
Is these the last days that we facing?
Take your time, young
Take your time, young man.
Mama used to say, don't you rush to get older. Mama used to say, don't you rush to get older. Mama used to say, live your life. Live your life.
These little drummer boys, and I ain't talking about percussion. Little guys playing with drums, 100 rounds ain't nothing. Giving headshots, and I ain't talking about concussions.
Evening, you already know who it is. It's your girl, Miss Kiwi, along with her co-host,
Miss Mink is in the house.
And F47, Fast Lane 747 in the building. What up?
and y'all already know we got a great topic for y'all tonight. It's called Tighten Up Your Circle. Now, what y'all think about that?
That's right.
Gotta
Tighten it up.
Tighten it up.
Yeah.
Tighten it up. So
Yeah.
we need to hear that mission statement because we just want to remind people what is Why Not Said about.
Well, you know what? Hey, you know our mission statement. And I'm going to start it off even better. Because we're going to keep God in the mix of it all. And our mission statement is to make sure that we are grabbing hold to our youth and summarizing and simmering it all up so that they can understand our season, as well as our season understanding our youth. We want our youth to let them know you have a voice. Now, we know you got to keep it professional. I'm going to say very professional. But we want you to feel confident when it comes to being able to speak your piece because, hey, time is getting short. And we want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. That's the right page.
That's right. That's right. So tighten up your circle. If it ain't tight, get it right. Because that's what it's about, tightening it up. So we want y'all to tune in. Call in 515-599-1687. Call in and let us know what's on your mind about tightening up your circle, or what is it that you do to tighten up your circle.
And we're going to give a little bit of a description of that. You know, it takes a village. It takes a village. And we always say that here on Why Not Say It. And we're going to keep on saying it until it starts clicking. Don't be afraid to allow someone else to help make sure that your child or children or teenagers or, hey, even some of us adults need to be checked sometimes. But when it is that we need for our, they're not always in our sight. So we gotta make sure that we are, building those relationships, allowing others to help step in where the step in is needed.
Tighten up your circle. That's what this topic is about, tightening up your circle. So let's jump right into it and talk about it. You know, we want to know what it means to tighten up your circle. And when we say your circle, what is it that we're talking about?
We're talking about keeping them squares out your circle.
Yes,
Just don't fit.
yes.
They don't fit. You know what I mean?
That's
But you know, tightening up your circle play a major part because, like they said, if you wanna know your future, then pay attention to the people you're around too, because they play a major part of where you're going. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Or they'll be the major part to stop you from getting where you gotta go. You know what I mean? So now at this point, we gotta really strengthen each other. We need each other more than we know. You know, all that know-it-all days, that's dead. That's for the foolish mind state. You know, like they say, a fool think he knows it all, and a wise man know he knows nothing, which he knows that he's going to learn.
That's
so
right.
we don't need them foolish mind states in our circle while we trying to build. And that's why they said everybody can't go right now, because if everybody ain't on that level, then right now we can't deal with everybody. So as we tightening up that circle, we small in the circle, because a smaller number that's thinking alike is way more powerful than a large number that everybody's thrown off.
Yes.
You know?
But I like what you just said about the square. We
Man,
getting
you gotta
rid of the
keep them
square.
squares out of your circle. And I got
you.
that from shout outs to Rocco and Future. That was one of their songs, but it touched me a long time ago. That was one of their hits to me. And you know, they were saying keep them squares out your circle. You know what I mean? And that made, you know, you like you said, you got people around you that ain't really for you. You
That's
know what I'm saying?
right.
So
Yes.
you gotta be cautious of your circle.
That's
because you know, like that circle plays a major part of your energy. You know what I mean? The energy that you have, the energy that they drain you. You know, it's energy vampires out here.
It is.
And you'll have a bunch of energy vampires in your circle, and you won't realize it until you just feel exhausted and realize that you don't get the same thing back. And that's when you got to tighten up your circle too. You know, you got to have those people that inspire you around you. You got to have motivation around you. You got to have people that recognize your good days and your bad days. You know?
And that's something that, you know, as we stated, that's a part of our mission statement. We need our youth to feel that most definitely. You know, us as adults, yes, we need it because that's the only way that we're going to be able to give it to our youth. But our youth is really crying for it. They need that circle. They need that village. They need that love and care. And that's missing in a lot of, you know, a lot of communities. It's missing in a lot of families. It's missing. It's just missing. It's just missing.
You know, it plays a major part of, like, we detached ourselves. It's a space in between us and our youth. And the thing is, we have to make them realize that without our elders and our ancestors, we wouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? And they still guiding us. See, so we have to help them understand that it's a spiritual warfare going on too. And our ancestors, they walking us through it more than we know it. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how wise we think we are, we still need each other. We still need our ancestors to give us guidance. We need them angels around us. We need the people that's around us to be for us. And we have to teach these kids that y'all got somebody to be able to come and talk to. Because when you don't have nobody to talk to, you'll find yourself going searching for answers in the wrong place. You know?
Yeah. And I'm going to expand a little bit more. I'm telling you, that square got me. You know, a square is just four sides. It's just four sides. So that means that it doesn't expand and it doesn't shrink. But when you have a circle, then that circle can expand and become wider. Or like you stated, with us tightening it up, it can get smaller. Yes.
And it ain't always a bad thing because it's getting smaller though. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because you need strong numbers amongst you, not weak numbers. And when I say weak numbers, people that's pulling away from the mission, people that's distracting you. You know what I'm saying? People that don't serve you a good purpose. You know what I mean? It is people out here like that, and we got to respect that it's two sides of the fence. No matter what we think, as far as we want everybody to be the same, they not.
They're not.
Everybody ain't good, and everybody
That's
ain't
right.
bad. You know what I'm saying? And we have to be able to know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because we have certain things sitting amongst us that ain't good for us.
That's
and
right.
that's their purpose, to distract us. Because, you know what I mean, like they say, that wicked energy use weak vessels. So if you got weak vessels in your circle, they're going to be the ones that's getting under attack to be used against you. You know?
That's so true.
And that is true because, I mean, you know what? And that's life. That's a part of, things that you experience. That's something I'll just, not sharing everything, but that's something that I feel that I'm experiencing right now is, that weak spirit. I'm gonna say a person that's in the circle that has a weakness right now, and that is where that evil spirit is trying to attack, to get at, because they know that I'm growing stronger with God. I'm growing stronger with God. My main focus is to make sure that I'm in tune with Him, and I know that right now that old evil spirit is sending everything that it can to attack. So yes, we do. We have to be on point when it comes to that.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just finna say that, and that also comes with a lot of things that we talk about starting with self. We have to also remember that a lot of times people operate off of emotions. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to your circle, a lot of people that may be in your circle, and some of the people that's in your circle, might not mean you good. That's why you said you have some people, you have to know their intentions. You have to know, because we built that circle, but everybody can't go. Right. Everybody is not meant to go, because everybody's intentions is not the same. That's right. So that's when you start weeding out those ones that that not putting in the same that you all are giving out in your circle. So, that's right. And when it comes to our children, you have to know, that you can't raise your children by yourself. You can't. I don't care how you try. I don't care what you do. You can't raise your kids by yourself. You can't. Because your kids are not with you 24/7. That's right. And you would hope and you would think that when my child is out, I want somebody to be able to feel like they can say, oh, you don't need to be doing that. Right. Or no, you get down. Or no, get out them streets. Right. Or don't say that. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, a lot of people be so in tune with their kids as far as trying to be a friend. So a lot of people be scared to say something to other people's kids, because of the way people react when you say something to your kids. But when you teach your kids like that, it makes them think that, oh, I could do what I want to do. And then now they become bad to people. But they're not bad. It's what they're being taught. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's deep you say that, Miss Kiwi. Like, when we adjust our teachings, trying to teach our kids, and we feel like, well, I'm not going to say that to my kid, or I'm not going to try to be their friend, right? We don't realize that we're teaching them. Everybody out here ain't going to be your friend, and everybody out here ain't going to adjust what they going to say to you. So we have to train them to be able to take constructive criticism, or train them to be able to be disciplined. Because if they can't get disciplined at home, when they're at school, they ain't going to be able to get disciplined. When they're in these streets, they ain't going to be able to get disciplined.
Well, they'll
when
be able to get disciplined. It might not be the right
I'm talking
way.
about in their mind.
Oh, yeah.
They won't be able to accept being disciplined.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But they will get disciplined. And even at school or a job, you know what I'm saying? So we have to program them to know that everything ain't gonna be sweet. Everybody ain't gonna talk sweet to you. And I ain't gonna always talk sweet to you, because if you out of pocket, you're gonna know you're out of pocket. We have to show them the difference.
Exactly. And you have to do that even with, adults. Yes. Because it's a lot. We can't just, speak to the kids, because it's a lot of adults.
That's confused.
Yes, and don't want to hear what it is that you can't accept the truth. Well, don't want to hear what it is that, somebody is trying to say. And a lot of times people not attacking you. They trying to help you. And they coming from a loving, aspect. Everybody has a different way of expressing themselves.
Go ahead.
And, and when it is that they express themselves, it doesn't mean that they trying to tear you down. Unless it is that they just using bad, bad.
And that's what I was saying about, a lot of people. That's why I say a lot of people can't even, especially adults, you can't say nothing to them because they so into their feelings. yeah, they so on the defense about everything, and that's a lot of that comes from because you ain't sowing good seeds.
Right.
You're not sowing good seeds, so you sow on the defense at all times when something comes about, especially when somebody is trying to help you with your kids. You know, when somebody's trying to tell you about your children, or somebody's trying to help you with your kids, you know, we gotta make sure that we tighten up our circle like that. That's especially with our children.
Absolutely.
And that's why it play a major part. Well, especially with our children and our adults.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we keep looking towards the kids, but we don't realize that they're looking towards us.
The adults.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and they studying us. So
Exactly.
no matter how much, their time is coming, we have to prepare them by leading by example too. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a man, I feel like I can't mislead these boys by, you know, not being a stand-up man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my. But as a you know, as a man, we have to lead by example, and it ain't about money. It's about what you stand for as a man. And as these boys grow up and realize that, like, standing firm on as a man don't always mean everything gonna go right your way.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? But you have to keep going. You got to keep pushing. You got to be able to take failure because we learn from that. You know what I'm saying? It strengthens your character.
Yep.
So, you know, we have to start leading by example more, even being able to communicate with each other. These kids watching us cussing each other out. So what you think they gonna do?
Right.
Cuss each other.
You know what I mean? And we set those examples, and then we try to blame them for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to learn that along our journey, we're being watched more than we know. You know what I'm saying? And they also pay attention to how we fellowship amongst each other, how we allow certain things around us that we think is okay. Then that'll make them think it's okay.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we really plays a major part. That's why we all still here.
And it's
you know?
even in the Bible. We read and studied this during our Bible study sessions back in Exodus. The sins of the parent is what crucifies the child. So when it is that as a parent, you are literally, you know, not leading, like you say, in a good example, then you are setting your child up for danger. I mean, danger. Until it is that they get on the path to where so they can learn for themselves, you know, for themselves. But even then, we just don't realize how much it is as parents. We curse our kids.
Yes.
And when you think about it, that when that circle begins with the head. You know, all the way down to the tail. That and it makes that circle. You know what I'm saying? And if any little piece of that circle is out of place, then that circle can be
It ain't no circle.
corrupted. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, when we say tightening up your circle, it starts with the head. And anything after that, it goes on around until it completes itself. And once it's completed, then, you know what I'm saying, that makes that circle.
That's right.
So in your circle, what's in your circle? What is it that you might need to tighten up in your circle? You know, whether it's yourself, whether it's somebody that, you know, that you deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because we all play a part.
It's like this. If your kids sitting around you and they see your friends coming and going, or your whatever you call them, you know, your partners or whoever you want to call them, and they seeing you and your partners sitting up arguing all the time, and y'all sitting up cussing each other out, or y'all fighting all the time, you know what I'm saying? That's going to make them think this is how we supposed to be amongst our friends. You know what I'm saying? And that already throws them off because they're programmed to not build a friendship. They programmed to fight the friends. And we don't get what we need out of each other like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we so busy battling. And that's where it's at, period, amongst people, period. You know what I'm saying? Women feel a certain way, men feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And we don't realize we all need each other. At the end of it, it's like this. The body can't function without the head. So when you cut the head off, the body ain't nothing but a body. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we all got to realize. We need the head, the body, the legs.
Everything
all of them play a part. You know?
In order to function. So when we, you know, even talking about that circle, it's that cycle. So at what point it goes round and round and round until it is that somebody breaks that cycle. When somebody breaks that cycle. So at what point do we stop causing the pain and the hurt to each other?
When we start reprogramming our mind, because a lot of us feel like what we taught and what we grew up on is all right. A lot of stuff that we was taught and a lot of stuff we grew up on, it ain't right. We finding out that it wasn't right. So until we start reprogramming our mind, because a lot of people grow up, like you said, they're mimicking and watching us as an adult. And if all they see is chaos, and if that's all they see is we treat our so-called friends bad, and you know what I'm saying? Talk about them, and especially with women. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Look, God made each one of us wonderfully made. We are all unique. God made each one of us with the same traits, but we still are different. You feel me? We all know women can have babies. We all know women have certain things.
Shoot,
you know
as humans, we all bleed blood.
That's what I'm saying. So, it's just one of those things, like, we got to stop tearing each other down and start building more, because other people sitting back and they just like, oh, yeah.
They running circles around
Do you hear me? I'm talking about, they ain't going to do nothing but tear each other up. Put this in front of them, they going to tear each other down. They not going to take it and strive with it. They ain't going to take it and try to make nothing better with themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we mean about tightening up your circle. Everybody can't go. Right. And yeah, you might have grown up with that person. That person might have been in your circle for years and years. But sometimes you outgrow them people. And it's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? That's not always a bad thing when you outgrow people. It just means that God is elevating you to some other level. Some people can't go because it's not meant for them to go.
And you just never know, even when it is that you are elevated, how much, with people watching you, how much that can change them. We create change in other people, whether we even know it or not. Oh, yeah. It is up to them to, pay attention or take heed or whatever the case may be and want to change. Exactly. But we also create change in others. So I always feel that, somebody asked me a question, what's more important, integrity or humility? And I told them, I said, well, first and foremost, humility. Because if you have humility, you operate with integrity. Okay. So you have to have humility. Nobody should feel that they are better, in a bad way than somebody else. You should be able to understand that, like you stated earlier, we all are wonderfully made, and we are made with differences. Our differences can help someone else. Not tear down somebody else or think that we better than somebody else, but help somebody else with what it is that they may be struggling with. Yes, most definitely.
That's why you gotta have a circle of people where y'all not trying to outdo each other.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to bring the best. Y'all trying to bring the best out of each other. That's the type of circle you need around you. You need people that's gonna push you to be the best you, not the best them. You know what I'm saying? You can learn from them to be the best you, but not to be them. That's the gift he gave us. He gave us individuality, where we all are individuals, where we all got something special. Like they said, even twins are not the same. Exactly. You feel me? They still carrying two different spirits up in them. They got two different souls up in them. They may look just alike, but they still are different. You know what I mean? So, like, you have to tap into self. Self is very important. Yes, so I say that a lot because I realize the more I tap into myself, the more I see the blessings he gave me. You know what I'm saying? It's not about somebody else complimenting me. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the blessings within me, the power he gave me. But the only way I realize that is shortening up my circle and surrounding myself around those that understand me better and can help me elevate me better, and I do the same to them too. You know what I'm saying? So that circle becomes a power circle. See, it's a difference when you got a power circle around you, whether it's small, you could do big things with it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And the thing about it is when you have a power circle and everybody's operating in it, you ain't got time to be, you know what I'm saying, focusing on the negative, because everybody is operating and everybody is trying to push that next person to the next level.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to be like, girl, or, oh, dude. You know what I'm saying? To downgrade or put somebody else down. Everybody is operating. everybody, when you moving, we moving.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So
It
we ain't got
no-
time to be arguing and fussing. We gotta
Exactly.
zoom in.
Exactly.
That's like if you sitting amongst 4 people that's doing great things and you the 5th person, more than likely you're gonna be the next one doing great things. Because that's all you're around. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If you sitting around people that's just bullshitting all day and sitting up talking bullshit, you're gonna be the next person sitting in that same crowd talking a bunch of, because that's all you feed in your mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? So who you sit amongst play a major part of where you're going, because you could be focused and you could have a circle full of people that ain't. They're gonna distract you until you cut them off. So that's why most people that elevate, they have to leave some people behind. It's not the fact that you shitting on them or you looking down on them. It's just I gotta elevate, and for me to elevate, I got to keep it moving.
That's right.
I can't sit around and be arguing with my partners all day when I got business to take care of.
Right.
That's
See what I'm saying? And like they say, that's what determines millionaires and people that's poor. And the thing is, the difference in a rich person and a poor person, it ain't no difference. It's what they do in the 24 hours.
That's right.
See what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
That's
I'm not
right.
going to sit in my 24 hours sitting up stressing and complaining about what we ain't have or what they did or what he did or everybody else lifestyle. You know, we caught up in P. Diddy, but yeah, he's a billionaire, but ain't nobody caught up in what can we do to get our people in a better position.
That's
you see
right.
what I'm saying? So I can't spend my days and days chasing somebody else's life.
That's
you know what
right.
I'm saying? And I don't want to even sit amongst people that want to sit and chit chat about
About it.
somebody
Exactly.
else's life. I'd rather them talk about theirs where we can figure out how can we make it better.
Exactly.
You know, so your circle is very important.
That's
and what you talk about and what you do with yourself plays a major part of how you're going to come to that circle. You know what I mean? Because we play a major part amongst each other, but you got to have self together. No matter if you ain't got nobody in your circle.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So if you come up on a circle that got a crowd of people that's all on point with they self, you can't do nothing but build.
That's right. That's right.
Because everybody got something to bring to the
Plus
table.
you ain't gonna stick around too long, because for one, you ain't gonna feel comfortable.
Right,
You ain't gonna feel
exactly. That's
comfortable.
right.
You
And
know
you're
what I'm
not
saying?
willing to get out of that comfort. You're not willing to get out of your comfort zone. So therefore, yes, you become stagnant. But even that, even though it is that you sometimes have to leave people behind, you also sometimes in the future, after it is that you done, gotten to a certain point, can reach back and grab them and bring them. At that point, they should be ready to come along with you, because I'm pretty sure that they've been kind of like following and watching and seeing what it is that you're doing, how you growing, what's happening in your life. They see the positivity in you. A lot of people don't feel, I guess you would say, trust. They feel that, like, say for instance, if you was in that circle together before, you ain't finna do nothing, or you ain't getting ready to go nowhere. They're saying birds of a feather flock together.
Hey,
that ain't
the
always
truth.
true.
Hey, it ain't always true, but it
ain't.
plays a major part of how it's gonna affect you. You know what I mean? Because when you're sitting amongst those that's not your likings, there'll be them distractions, there'll be them arguments, they'll be looking at you in a certain way that'll be all that envy, because they're paying too much attention to you and not themselves.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And it like that's like a mother walking with a baby in a dangerous environment, and they gotta hold their baby hand all the time. Like, she's gonna be safe and she's gonna be aware because she knows she gotta protect that baby, but she can't move as fast because she's holding that baby.
That's
So
right.
it's gonna slow her down. And that's just like when you sitting amongst people that you gotta walk and hold their hand all the time,
All the time.
and you trying to move through wherever you're trying to move through,
ain't
they're
gonna
gonna
move
slow
too
you
fast.
down. You know what I mean? So you gotta have people that can move on their own, and people that could get up and go even if you're not going. You know what I mean? It's still okay long as we get the job done.
That's right.
You got to be able to motivate yourself first and foremost. You got to be able to motivate yourself first and foremost, because even sitting amongst people, if you're not a person that can motivate yourself, a lot of times other people ain't gonna motivate you. They just gonna make you feel like start making you envy of them. Then you're gonna start talking about, they think they better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to be able to motivate yourself first and foremost. And a lot of times we might not can motivate ourselves to get to that point. I'm talking about the level of being in that circle. But if you can motivate yourself to even be able to sit amongst them, then you can motivate yourself to get where they at.
That's
but
right.
a lot of people be so on trying to tear other people down And because you see this circle is operating good, I got to get in that circle and tear it up. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be able to recognize that as well in your circle. Like, yeah, nah, we ain't taking no new members. Sorry.
That's right. That's
You
right. That's
know what
right.
I'm
That's
saying?
right.
We ain't taking
Point
no new
blank
members right
period.
now.
That's
You know
right.
what
That's
I'm
why
saying?
it's a lot of elite clubs and golf courses that have memberships, and they screen members. They want to see who you is. They want to know what you got going on, because we really don't want to sit amongst bull crap.
That's
now,
right.
I ain't saying like I'm just up in one of those golf clubs and golf courses and enjoying that, but I'm just saying like I notice it's a reason for that, because it's levels. It's levels. You know what I mean? Like if you're not ready for it, you don't deserve all these amenities we got for you,
Exactly.
That's
because
right.
you're gonna come in here and tear them up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the circle is very important, because it plays a major part of your success, bottom line.
Yeah, and like one of the young ladies on my live stated, sometimes people just not ready.
Exactly.
People just not ready. So that's why it is, like you stated, you have to, that circle can become small. And there's nothing wrong with that circle becoming small, because you are, trying to build. And those that are ready is going to go with you. They're going to try and build too, for themselves, as well as what it is that you all are trying to achieve as a circle, as a group. So yeah, it's very important.
Sometimes them
that
circles get too big, baby, and it
get
causes
confusing.
chaos. Yeah, it causes chaos.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? So it's just about, you have to choose your battles. You got to be able to choose your battles. But the first and foremost thing is you have to be able to look at self and correct self before you can correct anybody else. And that's a lot of people's problem is they see no wrong in them and nothing that they do. And, so they already coming with chaos.
Yep.
Because a person that don't see room for change, that's a problem.
Well,
Everybody can, change something about themselves to better themselves.
You know why? Because every day you live, you're learning. So as you learn, you're growing. And as you grow, certain things have to change, because you just don't see it the same. You know what I'm saying? But when people be stuck and paying attention to other people, they're not working on themselves, for one. You waste a lot of time focused on the next person. That means that's less time you focusing on yourself. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people got to get out of criticizing others and criticize themselves a little more. That's how you make yourself a better person. Not
Yes.
criticizing, but correcting your flaws, what I mean?
Exactly.
Checking yourself.
Yeah.
Like, how can I check you? I got stuff I need to check with myself. So I could waste all this energy arguing with you about checking you when I could take that energy and correcting
correct
the flaws
yourself.
within myself and making a better me. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
that's what's more important. You know what I mean? If you really can't help somebody, you definitely gonna hurt them.
You
Right,
gonna
that's
hinder.
right.
You gonna
So-
hinder. And the thing about it is that, even with, with us being able to correct ourselves, you have a lot of people that sit around and see people finna crash and burn and
And
jump
let you.
over the edge and let you. You
Them
know
the
what
people
I'm
you
saying?
gotta get out your circle.
That's right. That's right. Get rid of 'em.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the thing of it is that I don't want you to sit amongst me and you see something that can change me to help for the better, but you're not gonna say nothing because you so stuck into you, or you so stuck on you because maybe I ain't gonna say nothing because I got this going on. That could be the case, but sometimes we do have to come outside of ourselves and be like, hey, but it's not really what you say to people. It's how you say it, how you approach people. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people feel like they can just front you off
And think that
that's okay. But the proper way, and this is just my opinion, is pull people to the side. Because people accept what you say better, as opposed to trying to front me out in front of everybody. Because now I might get in my feelings and be like, "Now what you on?" You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's where communication comes in. We
Yeah.
talk a lot about communication. When people can't communicate, then that can also corrupt the circle.
A lot of people don't know how. Either.
That's right. When
A
you
lot of
can't
people
or
don't
you
know
don't
how.
know how, that corrupts the circle as well. Because everybody trying to talk. Nobody's listening, and communication is a two-way street. Somebody has to listen while somebody is talking in order for you to be able to gain something, to learn something, to find out something, and so on and so forth. So that's a part of building a dynamic circle, is that you have to learn how to communicate. You gotta
And
learn
in
how to
communicating, you have to learn how to move self out the way.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we go through so much stuff in our life, but, you know, we don't know how to move self. Everything, you operate everything out of self. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be negative, but you could be negative, I might be positive, but you say something negative to me, we have to learn how to be able to respond. Because you don't have to respond always in a negative way either. You know what I'm saying? We have to learn how to communicate. And in communicating, you have to learn how to be tough.
That's right.
You got to have tough skin.
Yeah.
Because everything somebody say to you, you might not like it.
That's
but
right.
it ain't for you to flare up.
Right.
Because like you said, sometimes we just might be trying to help.
Yes.
And that's another reason why I think people might sit back and let people crash, because they feel like
They don't know how to say it.
Yeah, they don't know how to say it to them, or
Or if I do say it, they gonna snap off.
They finna you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, we have to look at it all the way around the board. We have to be able to communicate, but we have to be able to receive what's being communicated to us. You know what
That's
I'm
why I
saying?
say it's a two-way street.
Exactly.
It's not just one way, you know, hey,
Exactly.
I can't just be talking and you know, trying to talk, or you ain't listening, or whatever the case may be. No, it's a two-way street. And I mean, you know, just coming from a godly manner, that's a lot of what how it is that you can communicate. Is, hey, when you have God in your life, then you are able to listen. You able to, you know, talk to somebody and know how to talk to somebody, how to, you know, say things that need to be said, even though it is that it may be constructive criticism, feedback, or whatever the case may be. You will know how to say it, because I try very hard before it is that I do speak is to ask God to guide my words, guide my thoughts, help me to be able to reach this person before it is that I say it, because I don't want to come off this way, or I don't want them to feel like I don't care, or I don't want them to feel like I'm downing them, or whatever the case may be. So hey, guide my thoughts, guide my words. Hey, let it come out the right way, because it's all about helping.
Because when the Most High humble you, you also realize that he's guiding you, and when you know that he's guiding you, you realize that he send messengers. You see what I'm saying? And you never know when your message gonna come. So if you got a foolish mind state where you can't be told nothing, you can't be taught nothing either. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of us have to really tap in and know that we're not by ourselves, and we're getting guided more than we know. You know what I mean? And in order to get guided, it takes signs and symbols for the conscious mind. It takes being able to accept wisdom. It takes being able to accept criticism. God will send somebody your way, and they might not come talking to you sweet, but they got a heavy message for you that's going to help you change something about you, because them sweet messages wasn't getting the job done. You see what I'm saying? So he has his way of getting to you. So it ain't going to always come how we want it. You know what I mean? We didn't have that part where we could write out everything as I go through this. I want them to tell me like this, and I want them to guide me like that. Because you have to be open. Not open for anything, but you have to be open. And when you tapped into the Most High, you know he got you, and you know he got you, then you know that certain messages, your body will feel certain things that's for you, and your body will feel certain things that ain't for you. You know what I mean? But that's knowing yourself, because our body warns us. We always get warnings, but we ignore ourselves. You know, we ignore ourselves. You know what I mean? A lot of times we get warnings, and we'll feel like, well, this is just how I feel. Whole time something trying to change you. That's why you're not comfortable with how you feel.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. But like you said, if you don't tap into yourself or know thyself, then you don't know how to read those signs, how to, you know, read those warnings that you get. And that's the same way when it is that, you know, how people say they hear God's voice. Or either, you know, God's trying to tell them something, but you don't know if it's really what it
If you
is that
don't-
you're hearing, because you don't.
You don't know if it's the devil. You don't know if it's God.
Right,
You don't really know who it is.
You start questioning it. That's
Yeah.
right. So yeah.
One thing you gotta know is when you pray for something, God gonna hear you. You feel me? If you believe and totally believe that he got you, he gonna hear you. And when he give you that sign, you gonna know that only God knew that I said this. Only God, I didn't even share this with nobody. I prayed for it and it happened. You know what I'm saying? That's being in tune with your surroundings. See, a lot of times we so caught in self that we think we just totally in control of everything. You know what I mean? That we're not even counting the blessings of him, that he's really setting those chess pieces up for you.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? But people have to get out of themselves, like you said. In order to know yourself, you got to know that it's a holy battle going on within yourself. You feel me? If you ain't around nobody else, you still can hear different ideas and you can hear different opinions from yourself.
That's right.
You can figure something out, and if you keep thinking, you're going to figure it out a different way. Or you can come up with an answer, and you keep on thinking within your head, you'll hear another answer and another answer, because the devil will confuse you as well.
yeah.
That's why they said idle mind is a devil's workshop. So that means, like, when
Yes.
you pray for something and you get the answer for it, don't keep praying for that. Don't keep praying, because the devil will give you an answer too.
All right. We got a call on tonight. Hello, caller. How are you on this evening? Talk to us. Hello, caller. Can you hear us?
Hey y'all,
Hello. How are you?
how are y'all? This our cousin Chloe.
Hi, cousin
Hey.
Chloe. How are you on tonight?
I'm good. How are y'all?
We good. We are talking about tightening up your circle, honey. Can you talk to us on that? Give us a little drop of some jewels about tightening up your circle.
Hold on, wait. Say it one more time. You said about the circle.
We're talking about tightening up your circle.
Oh yeah, tighten up your circle. Well, you can tighten up your circle by doing a lot. Is that what you asking? How can you
Yeah.
tighten it up, or what you?
What is it that
I
you
feel
may do
like-
to tighten your circle up?
Eliminate the baggage. I feel like you gotta meet the right people that go with your goals and align with your purpose. You can't be just around anybody.
That's right.
You gotta be around the people who want the same thing out of the life that you live in.
Exactly. That's so true.
Do you
Yeah.
allow that to kind of get to you though? When it is that you have to leave
sometimes-
somebody behind?
Sometimes if you really like the person and you really trying to help the person get to the next level and they seem to not kind of like gravitate to you or like get on your criteria, then it kind of will hurt to leave the person. But sometimes you got to do what's best for you in your journey,
That's
because everybody learn at different times.
Exactly.
So I have to leave a lot of people.
And do you feel like because you may leave a person behind that, you know what I'm saying, does that necessarily make you better than that person, or that just makes it where, you know what I'm saying, you want something better in life and you're elevating?
No, you don't think you better than nobody, because what's for you is for you. You know what I mean?
That's
And that person will understand when they get their gift, from God or whatever. I don't feel like it's a competition or a competitive thing. I just feel like everybody got their own journey, and we can't bring everybody to the top with us because they got their own journey to live and their own trials and tribulations to go through as well.
All right now.
And they also have their own time that they may rise to
Exactly.
the top. It just may not be your
Correct.
time.
And I always tell people if I
Right.
gotta leave them behind, you know what I'm saying, meet me there.
Right.
Meet me there. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Just
Meet
meet
me
me
at the
there.
top.
You know, it ain't a point of me leaving you because I thought I was better. It was just because at this point in my life, it's time for me to move on. I
Right.
might have outgrew this. I
Yeah.
might have, you know what I'm saying? It might be something better or different.
That's
you know?
right. Absolutely.
Correct. Yeah, and that's just comes with life, though. And who get it, who don't, you don't. But if y'all were meant to be, then y'all will align back together. And if y'all not, then y'all just going to go on your own journey. And that's something that I think I had to learn, and everybody else
Yes,
who
sir. Me
wants
too.
some out of life had to learn that, too.
And that's right.
That's
That's
right.
so true.
So you done had to tighten up your circle some, haven't you?
Yeah, baby, it's about two of us.
Oh, you done really tightened it up.
That's all right.
About top circle.
That's all right. right though. Sometimes it be like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even about the number in the circle. It's
That's
just
right.
about tightening it
Yeah.
up, and it's about if both of y'all trying to make moves to, you know what I'm saying, get somewhere that's gonna help both of y'all, you know, get where y'all gotta go. So, you know,
Absolutely.
yeah. So we
I'm
definitely
gonna call in
appreciate
too
you.
because I like this. I liked this topic today. I had to call. I said, "Give me the phone. Let me call in." real
Well,
quick."
we definitely appreciate you calling in because that's what we be wanting. We want people to call in and
do
talk to us. You
Yeah,
know?
y'all doing a good job. Y'all need to keep it going. There's people out here that's listening, that's watching, even if they notice. Just y'all notice, or if y'all don't notice, there's a lot of people who watching y'all. So just keep it going because I love what y'all doing.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you calling in.
We appreciate you calling.
Yes.
Most
And guess what? For you being the caller of today, we got something for you. So after the show, we'll reach out to you.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for calling right now. Said we definitely appreciate it. So call in 515-599-1687. Caller, we definitely appreciate you for calling in.
Yes.
Stay tuned with us. Stay tuned.
And we do that, sir. You know, we do that a lot because we do appreciate our viewers, our
Supporters,
listeners, supporters, those that call in, those that, you know, just watch us because not everybody may feel comfortable with calling in. But, hey, that's what the platform is for. It is here for you to express yourself, release what it is that you have to release, share some things because you just never know who
It could help
is
somebody
that
else.
you can help. That's
Yeah.
right.
And
So we
even
want
if
your
you
voice
don't,
to
you
be
know,
heard.
even if you don't want to say your name, we ain't particular or, you know,
Yes. Interested.
Yes, interested in knowing your name. We just want callers to talk to us. You know what I'm saying? We want to know your opinion, your views. You know, like she said, it could help somebody else. And right now, we talking about tightening up our circle.
That's
not
right.
just our circle, but tightening up the circle. Period.
That's right.
You know,
Helping one another.
Yeah, you know, teach one, reach one.
That's
you know,
right.
and
That's
that ain't just for children. Like we said, adults as well.
That's
you
right.
know, even as an adult, as a 51-year-old woman, I still can be taught.
That's right.
Something.
That's right.
You know,
Hey.
I still can be taught something.
Hey, I'm 56, and I can still be taught something.
Girl, you
too.
better be. Hey, you better stress it, baby, because hey, it's a lot of people out here, baby, that's our age and you know younger that didn't make it for one,
Right.
and for two that you know what I'm saying don't have that health and that strength, and you know what I'm saying, you know,
And didn't have a supportive circle.
Exactly.
That's right.
You know, didn't have
So-
people that had their best interest.
Didn't
you
have
know
that
what I mean?
village.
Didn't
Yeah.
have people that was willing to teach them. Didn't
Yeah.
have people to take time out and guide